Whether you're a novice with extremely limited experience as a feline owner, or a seasoned pro with decades of ownership and hands-on experience, cats in both circumstances and in both homes can fall into the void of being unwanted and unloved. Sometimes it's intentional and cruel. Other times it's just an unfortunate mistake. Life got in the way and the issues of the daily grind, they carried more weight than caring for a cat, at least on the surface. Whatever the reasons, and there are many, cats can feel unwanted and unloved. In this material, we'll talk about neglect and the signs to look for that could indicate that your cat has become very annoyed, very frustrated, and quite sad. Interesting topic, important topic, and I've got you covered. Stay tuned. Cats, like people, they really have nothing at all as it relates to a positive living situation without the basics, without the essentials. And many times when cats begin to feel unwanted and unloved, it often begins and ends with those basics. If your cat or any cat, if they're just not getting what they need, especially if they received all of the essentials for many months or many years, depending on the length of ownership, the cat can become rather disheartened and very confused. I used to have water and meals at certain times, and these people, they used to feed me. I used to get petting sessions and playtime. My folks, they used to talk to me quite often. When I'd meow, they'd respond. When all of that, or even some of that, starts to fall away and the routine of care and affection becomes lost, cats can sink into a bit of depression, just like people. And unfortunately, if things get bad enough, rough enough, a cat could start to look for greener pastures. The life they once knew, that comfortable existence, it's not so grand anymore. This is one of the reasons why some cats willingly make a break for it and escape, in the hopes of finding something better, finding a new home. When addressing a topic like this, I feel it's wise to look at things with the very best of intentions. Cat owners having the very best of intentions, but just falling short at times. I think that's a good faith position to take. If we're honest with ourselves, even in our day to day lives, we can't be all things to all people at all times. We've only got 24 hours each day, and some days are more hectic and demanding than others. When it comes to feline ownership, some days just won't be so grand. You won't have the time for the cuddle session or a play session with your pet. On those long days, especially when you're out all day, perhaps a long day at the office, there's a chance you won't be able to do much more to your cat or with your cat than simply say hello. Acting in good faith, this is how some level of neglect can arise, or at least the feeling of neglect. If a few of these demanding days in your personal and professional life are strung together, your pet could be on the outside looking in, and they'll start to get a little antsy, a bit upset and confused. It's not uncommon for felines to start to meow more frequently. The vocal tones will be different than what you're used to hearing. They could be louder and more demanding. Your cat could attempt to follow you around more as a way to get your attention. And in some cats, cats that do feel neglected, not unlike children, they'll act out as a means to get attention. If you're seated at the table, let's say the dining room table, working on an important work project, your cat could jump up on that table, even stand on your paperwork, or lay down on your computer. If your cat is feeling unloved and unwanted and lacking attention, they can be a bit bullish, almost as if to say, hey, I'm going to get them to notice me if it's the last thing I do. Even the sweetest of cats can act up a bit. They just can't seem to break through and return to the life they've come to know and expect, those normal days, those loving days. Cats are creatures of habit and repetition and routine. Once you show something, they'll come to expect it. This goes for mealtime, and it also goes for your personality. Whoever you've shown yourself to be, your cat will grow to expect it. This, in large measure, is how trust and loyalty is born. You're you, each and every day. However, once the routine is broken and you're no longer making time for your pet, your cat will become anxious, perhaps even fearful. Of course, the solution here is quite easy. It may not be so simple, depending on what cards life is currently giving you at that moment, but the core objective shouldn't change. Be as present as you can possibly be, and always be available. Be available for meals, to feed your pet, supply fresh food and water, for cuddles and play session time, to clean out that litter bowl in a timely fashion. It can be hard because you've got other things going on, but if you don't want your cat to feel unwanted, make sure those atypical days are few and far between. Here on the channel, I've used the coffee table example just a few times. Complacency can set in when it comes to pet ownership, and it can happen to the best of us. Those times where your cat is more like an object in your home, like the coffee table, rather than your pet. But if you've been around the channel, especially if you frequent the updates that I post in the community section of the page, you'll know that this year, 2023, was a rough one. Let's just say the normal schedule got interrupted a few times for some very life-altering reasons. In those days and in those weeks, being the best cat owner, being the best owner of the year, it wasn't my top priority at all. And this is what I mean. This is unfortunately a great example. Those times where you mean well, but life brings you to your knees a bit, and those pets, they have to take a back seat. Thankfully, I was able to maintain the essentials, make myself present to my cats. I did my best, given the situations, to keep on and keep it on, but it can be hard. And with respect to this topic, when things change and stay altered for a long period of time, for whatever the reason, cats can grow to feel unwanted and unloved. It's important to realize that when trouble comes in life and changes are imminent, well, you can talk to people about those changes. You can tell folks, hey, this is about to happen. We're about to do this and that, and they know the change is coming long before it happens. Cats, they have no idea. They don't understand why your attention and your time has been taken away, and while mealtime and playtime is no longer at the same time. To your cat, you're just gone, and things have changed. You've abandoned your post, and this can leave your pet anxious and on edge. Tough times don't last, but tough people do. And once again, working from a position of good faith and assuming that you are a loving and responsible owner, the objective is to never make those rough days become the new normal. Always make space in your day, even those chaotic days, for your pet. Do that, and your cat will never feel unwanted or unloved while under your care. To the audience of Senior Cat Wellness, what are your thoughts on this topic? Anything that you'd care to add? Any stories that you'd like to share? The comment section, as always, it's all yours. And if you enjoyed this content, please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. I'd certainly love to have you as a member of the Senior Cat Wellness family. And until next time, thank you so very much for watching, and I will talk to you later.